Welcome to the Deep Dive, your weekly journey into understanding complex topics and uncovering insights that can, well, truly change your life.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're diving deep into a subject that impacts millions gout.
Mm-hmm. A really tough one for so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. If you or maybe someone you care for has experienced that sudden, just searing pain of a gout flare-up.
Oh, it's unmistakable.
Right, and the limitations it places on daily life, maybe trouble moving around, or just that constant anxiety around food.
It really takes a toll.
It's a relentless challenge. It's definitely more than just, a physical ailment. It affects your entire well-being.
Totally. Mentally, emotionally, it's draining.
But what if I told you there's a new frontier in gout management? Something that moves far beyond the traditional focus on just, say, purines and diet.
A new angle.
Yeah, offering a powerful new path to relief, potentially.
That's precisely what we're here to explore today. Because, for too long, the narrative around gout has been dominated by this list of forbidden foods.
The don't eat this list.
Yeah. Exactly. And it often leaves individuals feeling really restricted, maybe even disheartened.
I can imagine. You can't enjoy anything.
But groundbreaking scientific discoveries are now illuminating a much broader, more empowering picture. It's really exciting.
Okay.
We're going to unravel how your body's intricate internal environment, specifically the vast and teeming world within your gut, is emerging as a vital and truly hopeful player in gout management.
The gut. Okay, that's interesting.
It's a fundamental shift, moving from simply reacting to symptoms to understanding and actively nurturing one of your body's most powerful systems.
So for you, our listener, maybe you're grappling with gout yourself or perhaps supporting a loved one through it. This deep dive is all about actionable hope.
Hope and practical steps.
Right. Can the microscopic residents of your gut really influence something as intensely painful as a gout flare-up?
It seems they can, significantly.
Are they, silent contributors to your discomfort? Or could they, surprisingly, be beneficial allies in your fight against this condition?
That's the crucial question. Allies or enemies? Or maybe both, depending on the balance.
And most importantly, what concrete practical steps can you take starting today to harness this knowledge for genuine relief? For a life with maybe more freedom, perhaps improved mobility, and just more enjoyment.
That's the goal. Actionable takeaways.
We really aim to bring tangible value to your daily routine today, challenging that old notion that a gout-friendly diet has to be bland and boring.
It absolutely doesn't.
And offering renewed hope, especially if mobility has become a significant concern for you. Okay, let's unpack this fascinating connection.
Let's do it.
We're going to kick off our exploration with a story. I think it perfectly illustrates this evolving, holistic perspective on gout management.
A real-world example, always good.
Yeah. Imagine someone navigating the vibrant, bustling streets of London, a city renowned for its diverse and, let's be honest, often indulgent street food scene.
Oh, yeah. Kebabs, curries.
Exactly. Think delicious kebabs from Camden Market, fragrant curries from Shoreditch, and the quintessential fish and chips from local pubs. Classic London fare.
Sounds amazing, but maybe risky for someone with gout.
That's what you'd think. Now imagine this person indulging in these very foods, typically considered high risk for gout sufferers, yet experiencing absolutely no gout flare-up.
Oh, flares.
Well, eating all that.
None. This isn't some far-fetched fantasy. It's a real-life account from Eric, a fellow gout survivor who shared his truly insightful experience with us.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What was Eric's secret?
Well, Eric spent an unforgettable 4 weeks immersed in London's culinary landscape. His adventure involved deliberately, or perhaps just joyfully, indulging in these classic fast foods that many gout sufferers would, eye with serious trepidation.
Understandably.
He explored bustling markets, frequented aromatic curry houses, enjoyed traditional fish and chip shops. For most individuals managing gout, this itinerary sounds like a guaranteed recipe for disaster, right?
A direct ticket to a painful flare-up, you'd assume. But Eric's outcome was dramatically and wonderfully different.
Okay, so it wasn't just luck. What made his experience so successful? Because it definitely counters that common belief that gout management is solely about strict dietary restrictions.
Exactly. It wasn't magic, nor was it a simple disregard for his condition. It was a disciplined, incredibly enjoyable approach that expanded way beyond mere food choices.
Discipline and enjoyment. That sounds like a better approach already.
And this is where it gets really interesting for anyone dealing with gout, especially if you feel limited. Eric's primary secret to success, perhaps the most crucial element, was consistent movement.
Movement. Okay.
He made a point of averaging an impressive 7,000 to 8,000 steps daily, often hitting over 10,000.
Wow, that's a fair bit of walking.
It is, but he wasn't like hitting the gym for hours or running marathons. He was simply exploring London's iconic neighborhoods on foot, just soaking in the history and culture, sightseeing as exercise.
Right, integrating it into his day naturally. And the scientific reason this consistent movement was so effective, well, it goes beyond just burning calories, doesn't it?
Definitely. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. Physical activity, even at a moderate pace like walking, significantly aids circulation. That's vital for the efficient transport and removal of uric acid from the body.
Okay, better flow helps flush things out.
Precisely. And when you move, your lymphatic system, which helps clear waste products, becomes more active too. Plus, regular movement helps reduce systemic inflammation throughout the body.
Ah, the inflammation connection. Crucial for gout.
Absolutely crucial. Gout, at its core, is an inflammatory response to those uric acid crystals building up in the joints. So, by lowering overall inflammation, Eric was creating an internal environment that was just less prone to that severe inflammatory cascade that triggers a flare.
That makes so much sense.
And for those of you listening who might be experiencing acute pain or, real mobility issues, this highlights a profoundly important message. Even consistent, moderate movement, simply walking a bit more each day or engaging in gentle exercises, can be incredibly impactful.
It's not about being an athlete.
Not at all. It's about integrating gentle, regular activity into your day. And that can feel really empowering, especially when intense exercise might feel completely out of reach because of pain.
That's a really hopeful message for people struggling with mobility. So, beyond his prolific walking tours, what else was Eric doing?
Well, the second key piece was hydration. He also made a conscious and consistent effort to stay well hydrated throughout the day.
Okay, drinking enough water. Sounds almost too simple, maybe.
It does sound simple, but its importance cannot be overstated in gout management. It's fundamental for several reasons.
Like what?
Firstly, water is crucial for kidney function. Your kidneys are the primary filters, removing waste products, including excess uric acid, from your blood into urine.
Right, they need fluid to work properly.
Exactly. When you're well hydrated, your kidneys can perform this task much more efficiently, helping to keep those serum uric acid levels lower. Secondly, proper hydration maintains joint health. It keeps the synovial fluid, which lubricates your joints, at an optimal consistency.
So it helps the joints themselves, too.
Yes, it can help prevent the formation of uric acid crystals in the first place and might even aid in their dissolution if they start to form. Often, we fixate so much on what we eat that we overlook the foundational role of what we drink and how much.
That's a great point. We focus on the food list, not the water bottle.
Right. Eric's disciplined hydration regimen directly supported his body's natural mechanisms for uric acid removal and joint protection. It worked hand in hand with the movement.
Okay, movement and hydration. Got it. Anything else?
There was one more thing, kind of an unintentional bonus. Eric noticed that he naturally cut back on caffeine during his trip.
Oh, interesting. Less coffee or tea.
Yeah. While it wasn't his primary focus, this subtle shift may have contributed further to his overall well-being and maybe reduced his gout risk a little.
How so? Is caffeine bad for gout?
Well, the research on caffeine and gout is a bit complex, sometimes contradictory, but generally, excessive caffeine can act as a diuretic.
Meaning it makes you pee more.
Right, which could potentially lead to dehydration if you're not balancing it with enough water intake. And as we just discussed, dehydration is counterproductive for gout management.
Ah, so cutting back on caffeine while also increasing water and movement?
Likely created a synergistic effect. A positive feedback loop, if you will. It just goes to show how seemingly minor adjustments in daily habits can cumulatively lead to significant positive outcomes.
Okay, so the big reveal. What was the outcome after this month of walking, hydrating, and yes, eating fish and chips?
The outcome was truly remarkable. Nearly a month after returning home from London, the dreaded tingle of a potential flare-up, that familiar unsettling warning sign that many gout sufferers know all too well.
Feeling.
Exactly, it had not appeared.
Wow. After eating all that, that's incredible. Imagine that sense of relief, that newfound freedom, especially after indulging in foods often deemed forbidden.
It really offers an incredibly profound takeaway for you, our listener. Eric's experience underscores that physical activity and consistent hydration are every bit as crucial, if not maybe even more so, than strict dieting alone.
That's a big statement.
It is. But think about it. For those whose flares began young, maybe in their 20s or 30s, and who've battled them for years, maybe feeling trapped by this seemingly inevitable cycle of pain and restriction.
Yeah, feeling hopeless sometimes.
This tale offers a powerful message of hope. Gout management isn't just about what you avoid, it's about actively cultivating holistic habits that heal and sustain you. It's about fostering a resilient body rather than just a restricted one.
Resilience over restriction. I like that.
And this is incredibly encouraging, especially for those who feel trapped by rigid dietary rules or who face mobility challenges. It demonstrates that consistent effort in areas like movement and hydration can make a truly significant life-changing difference.
So, Eric's personal account, with its surprising and really inspiring outcome, it brilliantly sets the stage for our deeper dive into the science.
Exactly.
Because Eric's story, while anecdotal, it really points to the sophisticated interplay of different bodily systems, how they contribute not only to overall health, but crucially to effective gout management.
It tells us there's far more at play than just the purines on your plate.
Right. It's about how your entire body works as an integrated system. And nowhere is that more evident, apparently, than in this mysterious world of your gut.
Precisely. And what's truly revolutionary here is how Eric's real-world success, his ability to enjoy London's diverse cuisine without a flare-up, aligns so perfectly with cutting-edge scientific discoveries about the gut.
Okay, connect the dots for us.
Well, for a very long time, the gut was primarily seen as, simply a digestive organ. Food goes in, nutrients get absorbed, waste goes out. Simple pipeline.
The basics we learned in school.
Right. But we now understand it's so much more than that. It's a vast, incredibly complex ecosystem, a bustling metropolis of microorganisms.
Like a city inside you.
Kind of.
Kind of.
And it holds a critical key to managing systemic inflammation and even uric acid levels in the body. This represents a fundamental paradigm
A
shift.
shift away from just digestion.
Yes, moving beyond that simplistic view to recognize the gut as a powerful, central regulator of overall health, immune function, and yes, even gout.
That's fascinating. So when we talk about the gut microbiome, can you elaborate a bit more? What exactly is in there? What are these tiny inhabitants doing?
Certainly. The gut microbiome is essentially the diverse and complex community of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microscopic organisms living within your digestive system, mostly in your large intestine.
Trillions of them, right?
Trillions. Think of it like an internal rainforest, teeming with life, each species playing its specific role. And crucially, these aren't just passive residents, just hanging out.
They're active.
Very active participants in your health. They break down food compounds your own body can't digest. They synthesize essential vitamins like K and some B vitamins. They train your immune system, teaching it what's friend and what's foe.
Wow, okay.
And they influence everything from your mood and metabolism to, crucially for our discussion today, your body's inflammatory responses and your uric acid management.
So a vital internal factory.
You got it. Regulating countless bodily functions, many of which we're only just beginning to fully appreciate the complexity of.
Okay, that's an incredible picture. So how exactly does this bustling internal metropolis, this gut microbiome, directly affect gout? Where's the specific connection?
The connection is multifaceted, and it's incredibly significant. It primarily involves two key areas: inflammation regulation and uric acid management. Let's take inflammation first.
Okay, inflammation, always key with gout.
Right. The gut microbiome actively regulates systemic inflammation throughout your entire body, not just in the gut itself. As many listeners dealing with gout know all too well, inflammation is the critical factor in the development and severity of flares.
It's the fire alarm, basically.
It's the destructive response to those uric acid crystals forming in the joints. That's what causes the intense pain, the swelling, the redness. Now, a balanced and healthy gut microbiome produces beneficial compounds,
Like what?
like short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. Butyrate is a key one.
Yeah.
These have powerful anti-inflammatory effects systemically.
So good gut bugs make anti-inflammatory stuff.
Essentially, yes.
Right.
These SCFAs can calm down overactive immune responses and, importantly, strengthen the gut barrier itself.
The lining of the gut.
Exactly. Conversely, an unbalanced gut, a condition called dysbiosis, can lead to what's known as leaky gut, or increased gut permeability.
Leaky gut. I've heard that term.
It means the gut lining becomes compromised, less selective. This allows things like bacterial toxins, a common one is lipopolysaccharide, or LPS, to pass from the gut into the bloodstream.
Stuff that shouldn't be getting through.
Precisely. And when these toxins get into your circulation, they trigger a widespread inflammatory response throughout your body. This systemic inflammation can significantly worsen gout symptoms and even increase the risk of triggering flares.
Wow. So a healthy gut acts like a shield against that inflammation.
That's a great way to put it. It helps keep systemic inflammation in check, potentially reducing both the frequency and the intensity of those painful attacks. A strong gut barrier is like having good security at the gate.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's inflammation. What about uric acid itself? We've always focused on the kidneys for that.
Right, and the kidneys are definitely major players. But this is the second, and arguably most revolutionary, connection: uric acid management.
The gut helps with uric acid. How?
Traditionally, yes, we've focused almost exclusively on the kidneys for uric acid excretion, but we now know that the gut provides a complementary and pretty significant pathway for getting rid of it.
Another exit route.
Exactly. Certain specific gut bacteria actually possess enzymes that can metabolize uric acid directly. They break it down into more easily excreted compounds, like ammonia and carbon dioxide, right there in the intestines.
So bacteria are eating the uric acid.
In a way, yes, they're metabolizing it. This offers another avenue for uric acid removal beyond just kidney function. Your gut isn't just a bystander, it's an active participant in your body's uric acid management system.
Which bacteria do this? Do we know?
We're identifying more all the time. For instance, studies have pointed to bacteria like Eubacterium rectale and Bacteroides fragilis as being key players in this urate metabolism.
So if the gut isn't healthy, let's say you have that dysbiosis, that imbalance, could it be inadvertently working against your efforts to manage uric acid, even if you're being really careful with your diet?
Precisely. That's a critical point. A disruption or imbalance in this delicate gut ecosystem can have really detrimental effects on uric acid levels.
How so?
Well, if those beneficial bacteria that metabolize uric acid are diminished and maybe harmful, pro-inflammatory bacteria start to proliferate.
The bad guys take over.
Sort of. This can lead to higher circulating uric acid levels. It happens not only because less uric acid is being broken down in the gut itself, but also because gut inflammation can interfere with the proper function of specific uric acid transporters in the intestinal wall.
Transporters, little doorways.
Exactly. They help move uric acid between the gut and the bloodstream. If they're not working right due to inflammation, it can further increase the body's overall uric acid burden.
So it traps more uric acid in the body.
It contributes to that, yes. It significantly increases the risk of gout flares. It becomes this vicious cycle. Poor gut health leads to more inflammation and higher uric acid, which can worsen gut health, and so on.
Wow. Okay, this is truly groundbreaking stuff. It really sounds like we're on the cusp of a whole new era in gout therapy, looking beyond just medication targeting the kidneys.
I think we are. And these aren't just theoretical insights. They're driven by really exciting discoveries that are shaping the future of gout therapy as we speak.
Can you tell us more about those specific discoveries? What are scientists finding?
Well, researchers have recently uncovered specialized gut bacteria that actively reduce uric acid levels. For example, specific strains of lactobacillus bacteria have shown real promise in clinical trials.
Lactobacillus, like in yogurt.
Some types, yes. Certain strains have been found to produce an enzyme called uricase, which directly breaks down uric acid. Others, often the ones producing those beneficial short-chain fatty acids like butyrate we mentioned.
The anti-inflammatory one.
Right. They also help by modulating inflammation, which, as we keep saying, is absolutely central to gout. This is monumental. These aren't just passive residents, they're active, beneficial agents that can directly influence the core mechanisms of gout and related conditions like heart disease markers too.
So potential living therapies inside us.
That's the idea. Furthermore, new research is continually unlocking more gut secrets. Scientists are meticulously linking specific bacterial species and their metabolic functions to more effective uric acid control.
Finding the specific workers doing the job.
Exactly. And this is opening exciting doors to potential probiotic treatments that are far more targeted than just taking a general gut health supplement off the shelf.
So not just any probiotic.
Potentially, yes. Imagine a future, and maybe not too far off, where a simple probiotic supplement, precisely tailored to your unique gut profile, could significantly ease your gout symptoms and reduce the frequency of your flares. We're moving beyond broad-spectrum probiotics towards highly targeted interventions.
Personalized probiotics for gout. That could be truly transformative.
It really could.
That concept of precision is incredibly powerful. How are scientists actually identifying these specific helpful bacteria among the trillions? And what does this mean for the future of personalized treatment?
That's where things get really high-tech with something called precision microbiome therapy.
Sounds sophisticated.
It is. Advanced studies are now using powerful tools like metagenomics, which analyzes the entire genetic material of the microbial community in the gut, combined with machine learning and artificial intelligence.
AI for gut health.
Basically, yes. By comparing the microbiomes of large groups of individuals, those with and without gout, those with well-managed versus poorly managed gout, these sophisticated algorithms can crunch massive amounts of data to identify precisely which gut bacteria are the key players.
Finding the patterns.
Exactly. Identifying the specific bacteria or even the specific functions or genes within those bacteria that are most strongly associated with managing uric acid levels and inflammation effectively. This level of analysis pushes forward the idea of truly personalized gut health therapies for gout.
Moving away from one size fits all.
Definitely.
Ah,
Getting us closer to highly targeted interventions based on an individual's specific microbial makeup rather than the broader recommendations of the past.
the implications are just profound.
They really are. This knowledge offers incredible hope for new, less invasive, and potentially far more effective ways to manage your gout. Ways that directly address the pain, the inflammation, and the limitations that many of you face on a daily basis.
So a future where treatment could be as unique as your own body.
That's the vision. Offering tailored solutions to your specific microbial needs. This isn't just about managing symptoms anymore. It's about potentially addressing a fundamental root cause by working with your own body's internal allies.
Okay, this is where it gets really exciting and frankly directly applicable to your life right now. Understanding the complex science is one thing, and it's certainly inspiring. But what does this actually mean for your daily routine?
Right, the so what factor.
Yeah. How can you actively support your gut health today to potentially reduce inflammation, better manage your uric acid, and find more consistent relief? We're not talking about waiting years for these future therapies to hit the market.
No, absolutely not. We're talking about things you can start doing right now.
Okay, let's hear them.
Exactly. This is where we bridge that scientific understanding with practical, actionable tips that you can incorporate immediately.
Mm.
And like you said, it's not about complex medical procedures or expensive, inaccessible treatments. It's about mindful choices.
Things we can actually do.
Yes, choices you can integrate into your routine, often starting right in your kitchen, and with habits you can adopt today.
Okay, number one.
First and foremost, let's talk about actively nourishing your gut microbiome. One of the most direct ways to do this is by incorporating probiotic-rich foods into your diet.
Probiotics, foods with live bacteria.
Correct. These are foods that contain live, beneficial bacteria. Think about fermented vegetables, like traditional sauerkraut, the kind you find in the refrigerated section, not canned or kimchi, which we'll talk more about later, and certain types of pickles, but you need to check the labels for live cultures.
So not just any pickle.
Right. Also, various types of yogurt and kefir that explicitly state they contain live and active cultures on the label. Miso, a fermented soybean paste, and tempo, another fermented soy product, are also excellent plant-based options.
Okay, so beyond just adding these good bacteria, what specifically is happening when we consume these foods? How do they help our gut in the context of gout? You mentioned the gut barrier before.
That's a great question, digging a bit deeper. When you introduce these live beneficial bacteria, they help to restore balance to your microbial ecosystem, especially if it's been disrupted.
Pushing out the bad guys.
They can help, yes. They can outcompete less beneficial strains. They help diversify the overall microbial community. Diversity is generally a sign of a healthy gut. And critically, they strengthen what we call your gut barrier integrity.
Right, reinforcing the gut lining.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They help maintain a strong, healthy lining in your digestive system. When your gut lining is robust, it acts like that discerning filter we talked about, preventing unwanted substances, those bacterial toxins like LPS, or maybe undigested food particles from leaking into your bloodstream.
Stopping the leaky gut problem.
Correct. And this is crucial for reducing that systemic inflammation throughout your body, which, as we know, directly impacts gout flares. A strong gut barrier literally acts as a shield, preventing those inflammatory compounds from triggering a widespread gout response. Plus, this process also ensures you're absorbing nutrients properly from your food.
Okay, so probiotics are step one. What's next?
Beyond probiotics, you should also prioritize anti-inflammatory foods. These are foods known for their inherent properties that combat inflammation throughout the body, independent of the microbiome, though they often support it too.
So foods that fight inflammation directly.
Yes, we're talking about a wide array of colorful fruits and vegetables. Think vibrant berries, especially cherries, which contain specific anti-inflammatory compounds called anthocyanins that have been studied for gout.
Ah, yes, the cherry connection.
Exactly. Also, dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts,
The healthy stuff.
the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Also, really important are healthy fats, found in avocados, extra virgin olive oil, nuts like walnuts and almonds, and seeds like flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds, which are rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids.
Omega-3s, good for inflammation.
Definitely. And don't forget spices. Ginger and turmeric are powerhouses. Ginger contains gingerol, turmeric contains curcumin. Both has potent anti-inflammatory effects that have been well researched.
So adding flavor can actually help.
Absolutely. These foods provide essential nutrients and compounds that actively fight inflammation. They support your overall health and indirectly, but powerfully, benefit your gout management efforts. Plus, many of these plant foods contain fiber that feeds your beneficial gut microbes.
Ah, so they nourish the good bacteria too.
Exactly. It creates a virtuous cycle. You eat anti-inflammatory foods, they reduce inflammation directly, and they also feed the good gut bugs, which then produce more anti-inflammatory compounds like SCFAs. It's a win-win.
That makes so much sense, a double benefit there. Okay, probiotics, anti-inflammatory foods. And let's not forget Eric's lessons from London, hydration and movement.
Absolutely foundational. Maintaining adequate hydration and a generally balanced nutritional intake creates the optimal environment for a healthy gut to flourish. Water isn't just for the kidneys.
Right, the gut needs it too.
Definitely. Just as water is crucial for flushing uric acid, it's equally fundamental for maintaining a thriving internal ecosystem within your gut. Without enough water, your gut simply can't function as effectively. It impacts mucus production, nutrient transport, waste removal, everything. It affects both its ability to manage uric acid and its overall health.
Okay, so water is non-negotiable. What else can we actively do for gut health?
Let's expand a bit beyond just probiotics and anti-inflammatories. Think about prebiotic fibers.
Prebiotics. What's the difference between pre and pro?
Good question. Probiotics are the live bacteria themselves. Prebiotics are specific types of dietary fiber that act as food for your beneficial gut microbes. They are non-digestible components of food that selectively stimulate the growth and activity of those good bacteria already living in your gut.
So fertilizer for the good bugs.
That's a perfect analogy. Excellent sources include things like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, slightly unripe bananas, oats, barley, apples, and chicory root, which is often added to foods.
Okay, common foods.
Yeah. By feeding these good bacteria, prebiotics help them thrive and multiply. This leads to increased production of those beneficial compounds, like the short-chain fatty acids, which, again, reduce inflammation and strengthen your gut barrier. So including prebiotic-rich foods is another powerful strategy.
Got it. Probiotics introduce, prebiotics feed. Anything else beyond diet?
Yes, lifestyle factors are huge. Let's talk about stress management.
Stress affects the gut.
Massively. There's a very strong connection called the gut-brain axis. It's a two-way street. Chronic stress can negatively impact your gut microbiome composition. It can increase gut permeability, that leaky gut issue again, and it provokes inflammation.
Wow, so managing stress isn't just for your head, it's for your gut too.
Absolutely. Incorporating stress-reducing practices like mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, spending time in nature, or even just making time for regular enjoyable hobbies can have a significant positive ripple effect on your gut health and, by extension, potentially your gout.
Okay, stress management is key. What about sleep?
Also crucial, quality sleep isn't just rest. It's a vital reparative process for your entire body, including your gut. Poor sleep, or insufficient sleep, is linked to increased systemic inflammation and can disrupt gut health and microbial balance.
So skimping on sleep could make gout worse indirectly.
It certainly could contribute. Prioritizing getting a consistent 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night supports your body's natural healing mechanisms, helps regulate inflammation, and contributes to a more resilient gut environment.
Okay, good sleep hygiene matters. And back to Eric.
Yes, let's revisit consistent, moderate exercise. As Eric showed us so powerfully, consistent activity benefits much more than just uric acid excretion.
Right, the inflammation reduction.
Yes, regular exercise reduces overall inflammation, It improves metabolic health, things like insulin sensitivity, which is often linked to gout risk. And studies suggest it can even enhance gut microbial diversity, which is generally a positive sign.
So exercise helps the good bugs thrive too.
It seems so. And again, we're not necessarily talking about running marathons. Even short daily walks, taking the stairs, finding ways to be less sedentary throughout the day can make a significant difference for your gut and your overall health.
This is incredibly comprehensive. Probiotics, prebiotics, anti-inflammatory foods, hydration, stress, sleep, movement. It really offers so many practical entry points for our listeners.
It's about finding what works for you and building those habits consistently.
Now, let's tackle one of the biggest myths, maybe one of the most disheartening things around managing gout. This idea that your diet has to be bland, restrictive, and utterly joyless.
Oh, I hear this all the time. It's such a misconception.
I know so many people who feel trapped by that notion, like food becomes the enemy, but it absolutely doesn't have to be that way. In fact, as we're seeing, a gut-friendly, gout-friendly diet can be incredibly flavorful and satisfying.
You can absolutely have both taste and health benefits.
Exactly. And we've got a fantastic example to share with you. A recipe that's not only delicious, but is packed with those gut-supporting, gout-friendly ingredients we've been talking about. It really proves you don't have to sacrifice taste.
Let's hear it. Busting the bland myth.
Okay, let's introduce you to the Korean-style chicken and kimchi bowl.
Ooh, sounds good already. Kimchi.
Right. This isn't just a tasty meal, it's a strategic one, specifically designed with gut health and gout management in mind. First off, its purine level is impressively low, approximately 30 milligrams per serving.
That's very low. Definitely helpful for tracking.
Yeah, a key indicator for gout sufferers looking to manage their intake carefully without feeling deprived. And the prep time, quick 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Perfect for a weeknight.
Exactly. Makes it incredibly accessible even on your busiest days when you might otherwise be tempted by less healthy, maybe takeout options. And it serves two. Perfect for a satisfying meal for yourself or maybe for sharing with a partner or caregiver.
Practical and healthy. Love it.
So let's quickly go through the ingredients you'll need. Pretty simple stuff.
Okay.
Gather 200 grams of shredded boiled chicken. That's our lean protein. Half a cup of unsweetened kimchi. There's our probiotic powerhouse.
Unsweetened is a good tip for kimchi. Some have added sugar.
Good point. Then 1 cup of cooked brown rice for complex carbohydrates and fiber. 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil for flavor and healthy fats. 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, potent anti-inflammatory right there.
Ginger, yes.
1 tablespoon of chopped scallions for freshness. 1 tablespoon of low-sodium soy sauce, keeping the sodium in check. And finally, 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame seeds, which, as you mentioned, have benefits too.
Those anti-inflammatory lignans, yes.
Okay, ingredients gathered.
Ah.
And the instructions, super simple, really.
Let's hear it. Easy is good.
First, in a bowl, just toss your shredded chicken with the toasted sesame oil, the minced ginger, and the low-sodium soy sauce until it's evenly coated. Easy.
Okay. Season the chicken.
Then, divide your cooked brown rice between 2 bowls. That's your base. Next, generously top each bowl with that seasoned chicken mixture, that wonderful tangy kimchi, the fresh chopped scallions, and a final sprinkle of those toasted sesame seeds.
Layering it all up. Looks good already.
Finally, just serve it warm and enjoy. It's honestly that easy to create a meal that's both incredibly flavorful, vibrant, looks amazing, and is beneficial for your gut and your gout.
This recipe truly demonstrates how delicious and impactful a gout-friendly diet can be. And it works on a much deeper scientific level than just satisfying your taste buds, which is the really cool part.
Okay, break it down for us. Why does this combination work so well from a gut and gout perspective?
Let's start with the kimchi. As we discussed, it's a star ingredient because it's fermented. It's absolutely packed with a diverse range of beneficial probiotics, often including those helpful lactobacillus species.
The good bacteria.
Right. And these probiotics, as we said, support gut barrier integrity. They help maintain that strong, healthy lining in your digestive system.
The shield effect.
Exactly. Preventing unwanted stuff like bacterial toxins, LPS, from leaking into your bloodstream. This is crucial for reducing that low-grade systemic inflammation that can exacerbate gout flares. Plus, the fermentation process itself can actually break down some of the purines that were originally in the cabbage, making it even more gout-friendly potentially.
Oh, that's interesting. Fermentation lowers purines.
It can, yes. So double benefit there. Then we have the lean protein from the shredded boiled chicken.
Why is lean protein important here?
Well, first, lean protein, especially from poultry like chicken or turkey, is generally lower in purines compared to red meats, especially organ meats or some types of seafood. But crucially, adequate protein intake actually aids in the excretion of uric acid by the kidneys.
Protein helps get rid of uric acid. I thought protein was bad.
That's a common misconception. Very high purine proteins are problematic, yes. But adequate lean protein is important. It helps the kidneys function properly to eliminate urate. This is a significant point for many gout sufferers who might mistakenly believe they need to drastically cut out almost all protein.
So it's about the type of protein.
Precisely. This recipe shows you don't have to avoid protein. It's about making smart, informed choices, opting for lean sources and methods like boiling, baking, or grilling instead of frying or using heavy sauces.
Okay, that clarifies things. And the sesame seeds, just for crunch.
Not just for crunch. Don't overlook those humble sesame seeds. They're not just garnish. They pack a nutritional punch. Sesame seeds are rich in lignans.
Lignans, right.
Lignans are a type of beneficial plant compound and powerful antioxidant, known for their significant anti-inflammatory properties. These lignans can directly support joint health and help modulate the body's inflammatory pathways.
So another layer of anti-inflammatory action.
Exactly, offering another layer of benefit in managing gout symptoms and potentially preventing flare-ups. Every ingredient here is chosen purposefully.
It really sounds like it.
So this recipe truly demonstrates that a gout-friendly diet can be incredibly flavorful, vibrant, exciting even, and actively contribute to your overall well-being. It proves that you absolutely don't have to sacrifice taste for health.
And that feels like such an empowering message.
It is, especially for gout sufferers, and maybe for those caring for them who are trying to find meals everyone can enjoy. It allows you to enjoy food again, rather than viewing every single meal as a constant source of potential pain or restriction.
Freedom through food, in a way.
In a very real way, yes.
Okay, so bringing this all together now, we've covered Eric's story, the science of the gut microbiome, the inflammation connection, the direct uric acid metabolism by bacteria, and now these actionable strategies and even a recipe.
Quite a journey.
It is. And the message seems crystal clear and really incredibly empowering. Taking intentional care of your gut through diet, through lifestyle, can significantly reduce inflammation and bolster your body's natural ability to manage uric acid.
That's the bottom line.
It makes gut health a truly key and maybe often overlooked piece of the complex gout puzzle. It's a powerful shift in perspective, isn't it? Offering this new, proactive avenue for relief and long-term management.
Indeed. The science is compelling, and what's even better, as we've highlighted, the actionable steps we've discussed today are accessible to almost everyone. You don't need a prescription for kimchi or a daily walk.
Right. Accessible is key.
By consistently focusing on that consistent movement, just as Eric did in London, by ensuring proper hydration throughout your day, by intentionally nourishing your gut with beneficial probiotic and prebiotic foods, loading up on anti-inflammatory plants.
And managing stress, getting enough sleep.
Exactly. By being mindful of all those lifestyle factors, you are not just, reacting and managing symptoms after they appear. You are actively building a more resilient, healthier internal environment.
An environment that fights back.
An environment that proactively works to prevent future flares. This is really about investing in long-term well-being and reducing your reliance on just reactive treatments, giving you more control over your health journey.
More agency. I like that. And speaking of movement, of taking steps, it reminds me of a little joke that might bring a smile to your face, especially if you're lacing up those walking shoes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why did the gout patients start a daily walking club?
Why?
Because they heard the best way to kick uric acid to the curb was with sole support and a pair of comfy sneakers.
Ah, soul support. I see what you did there. Not bad, not bad. Little health humor.
Gotta have a little fun. But seriously, it underscores the point. It's a journey, definitely not a sprint, but every step you take, literally and figuratively.
Every little bit counts.
Yeah, every glass of water you drink, every probiotic-rich meal you enjoy, like that kimchi bowl, every moment of mindful self-care, whether it's stress reduction or prioritizing sleep, it all contributes significantly to your long-term well-being.
Consistency is key.
This deep dive has really shown us that hope for better, more comprehensive gout management isn't just wishful thinking anymore. It's firmly grounded in solid, cutting-edge science and the actionable choices you can make every single day.
Hope rooted in action. That's powerful.
And that wraps up another fascinating deep dive here on The Deep Dive. We truly hope you feel empowered with this new understanding of how your gut microbiome, combined with those simple yet powerful lifestyle choices, can be such a profound ally in managing gout.
It's genuinely inspiring stuff, seeing how focusing on these intricate internal ecosystems can lead to such significant improvements in daily life and long-term health
It
outcomes.
really is.
And remember, knowledge is most valuable when it's not just understood intellectually, but when it's actively applied in your life.
Put it into practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We strongly encourage you to explore these ideas further. Maybe try out that delicious Korean-style chicken and kimchi bowl. Let us know if you do.
Or
Simply make a more conscious effort, starting today, to move a little more and hydrate consistently throughout your day.
small steps add up.
They really do. Your body has an incredible inherent capacity for healing and self-regulation. Supporting your gut is a fantastic foundational way to tap into that potential for relief and lasting health.
Well said. If you found value and perhaps some inspiration in our conversation today, please consider subscribing to The Deep Dive wherever you get your podcasts. That way you won't miss our next exploration into making complex topics clear, actionable, and always, hopefully, intriguing.
We enjoy bringing these insights to you.
We do. We'll be back next week with another topic to help you become truly well-informed. Until then, remember, with every new discovery, a new dawn of relief begins.